I'm in my 5th year teaching, and it's been a wild ride with the pandemic, and I don't think anything can really prepare anybody for that. But when I take the pandemic out of the equation and I just think about teaching practices and being in the classroom, I think Stonehill did an awesome job preparing me for that. Getting us into classrooms freshman year at Stonehill was, first of all, a big appeal to me when I was deciding what college to go to. And for me, that first placement was a tutoring center in Brockton called School on Wheels, which tutors students living in insecure housing. So I started that freshman year, and I actually continued it all the way through senior year on my own as a volunteer basis. And that exposure early on and the continuous exposure of different classrooms, private versus public, Brockton versus Stoughton and Easton, and different grade levels really solidified that teaching was what I wanted to do, and that this age group was also what I wanted to do. Stonehill was the perfect fit for me. Purple is my favorite color. My mom said as soon as we, got there and saw the purple sidewalks that it was game over. She knew I was gonna be there. But in reality, it really came down to the small class sizes that Stonehill had, the sense of community. The education program really sold me when I went for my tour. I loved what they had to say. I loved that they put us in a classroom right away. And I loved that they had us double major in something else to be a little bit more marketable when we came out of college. I think having the connection to the professors, having those small classes, I don't think I had a class over 30 students in my time at Stonehill, which meant that I could raise my hand and ask a question. I could find the professor for office hours. I wasn't just a number on a roster. They knew who I was, they knew what I needed, and they knew how to help me. Especially during student teaching, having that seminar time, but also knowing that in addition to the person I student taught with, I had those educational professors that I could ask, pedagogical questions to as I'm writing my lesson plans and kind of revert back to what we had done in class. If you ask my mom, she would say she knew when I was in 2nd grade that I would be a teacher. I always loved helping my teachers when I was in school myself, and then I became a camp counselor when I was in high school, and I just loved working with kids. I loved being able to help them grow in skills. And when I realized I could do that with a separate passion I have being mathematics, that kind of solidified it for me. And as a math teacher, a lot of students feel unsuccessful with math. And the most precious thing for me is when a student finally finds success and they are excited to learn, and that reward of helping someone who is having a hard time be successful with something they didn't think they could is a really great feeling. And I love that it is a different job every day. Every day I come in and something new could happen. It's ever changing, and it keeps me on my toes.